go. Yo, you saw it, but how many times have you watched this?
Twice.
We're watching a Black Panther trailer.
That's right. Chico and The Grin, episode 9.
Oh, yeah, we got to do the intro. Trailer's just so good. I like the way they drop in the music, too.
The soundtrack for this was really good.
It's like, you know what gets me about this trailer, though, man? It's Afrofuturism. You know about that? The whole science fiction novel stuff? Mm-hmm. And it's not only that, but the costumes, the hairstyles, the tribal markings, the whole set design, everything about the fucking movie. I'm like, this is a dope piece of work, you know?
It's going to be good.
You
can tell just the amount of effort they put into the details.
Yeah, man. I'm like, whoa. And the thing, you know what really gets me hyped about this shit? And don't get me wrong, Blade 2 with Del Toro, that's my movie. That was a shit. You know, that movie really put me on to Del Toro's work because he put a lot of detail into it. But this movie, it's like a 90% black cast.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? It takes place in Africa. You know, a fictional nation, but still it's like a black science fiction film that ain't got shit to do with civil rights, ain't got shit to do with slavery.
It's just fucking badass action.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I'm like, fuck, man, finally.
This movie is... I feel like this movie is going to break some serious records in the box office.
Yeah, it's like... Man, I watched this trailer a few times already, and I'm like...
Michael B. Jordan looks great in it. Chadwick, I forget the main actor's name, last name, Chadwick something.
I think Boseman?
Chadwick Boseman.
I saw this, it was funny, it was like a little Twitter thing, I guess a tweet, and they were like, I'm not trying to be picky and everything, and I'm not trying to make fun of the poster, but how come, what they say?
The only two white people on the poster are Gollum and
yeah, they was like, you got the Tolkien white guys.
Tolkien white guys. That was good. I was going to bring that up. You beat me to it. If you haven't seen the new trailer for Black Panther, do yourself a favor. Go to YouTube. Check it out. It's fantastic. If you don't like it, go fuck your mother. It is a great trailer.
I'm already thinking about buying the art book for the movie, like the concept designs.
Yeah.
Like I have one for Hellboy because Hellboy's my shit, and I like looking at those, man. Like even for Inception had a really good movie. It was a really good movie for me, just for fashion wise.
Right.
I mean, this is a different subject, but how all the men in the movie had a different type of suit.
Yep.
That matched that character. Mm-hmm. So with the Black Panther movie, hopefully it'll be like even better than the trailer, but. Man, my first thought was just like, yeah, as soon as that book drops, I just want to see the ideas that went into the design of this of this movie a while ago, and I haven't been able to find the book since. It has to be like what 2004 maybe. I was working at this company, and they had a license for Star Wars, and they had a bunch of books, you know, from back then it was Lucas. George Lucas, but they gave us a bunch of reference books, and there was a book they had it was about the origin of Star Wars, and it was like all George Lucas's inspiration for all the characters and shit. But I have yet to find that book again, and it had like all these sketches about like the different people, the rough drafts, and this is before he even gave it to the art department, right? And it had a story of Yoda, how it was based on this actual some Japanese philosopher, right? And he was like a short, I don't want to say midget, but no, but I'm serious. He was a short dwarf looking dude. And they had an actual like a Japanese print of the guy, and it was like, yeah, that was the inspiration for Yoda. But that book was so dope because it talked about all his influences for the movie, right? And I mean, there's been a lot of books that came out since, but I have yet to find that book because I was like, this book is just so dope. It was old, man. It was 2004 when I saw it. It was like, I just remember C-3PO being on the cover. But I have yet to find it again.
Yeah, those are probably one of those really rare books that were printed up or internally printed books.
Possibly, you know. I have some stuff. Like, I got a bunch of stuff from Rogue One when I was working at this other company. You know, that was pretty cool.
Rogue One is a badass movie.
I saw the style guide shit. I was like, oh, this is kind of cool. I got to keep this, you know, for the records.
All right, so since we're on the topic of movies... We're very excited for Black Panther.
Definitely, man. Definitely.
Why did you hate Blade Runner, and why do you hate the world? Tell me.
I didn't hate Blade Runner. I didn't. For you know what, Blade Runner for me, it was good.
It was eye candy. It was visually just,
but it wasn't great compared to the first one. The first one was a great story, great acting. Everything just worked. You know, they was like the dystopian future. You know, it was like, but the cyberpunk stuff, the Neo Tokyo look of LA and flying cars, the everything, androids, mechs, the grunginess of it. The first one it gave you something that wasn't available outside of like an anime, right? Because even science fiction movies weren't that gritty. So the first Blade Runner, it was unique. Okay, you got like what, over 20 something years now. You have
almost 30.
Almost 30. And you have this movie. I felt like, yes, it was good. It wasn't great, and I felt like they were leading up to a third part.
Could be,
which is why it left me hanging. It left me like, you gave me something, but you didn't answer all these questions.
Well, I think they definitely left some stuff to be desired because they want to do a third film.
Yeah, exactly, and I'm like,
but
okay.
What about this? So were you expecting the second film to be the closeout for everything?
Well, I didn't go in there thinking I was gonna see a third movie.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yeah,
I went in there thinking that it was going to be a sequel to this great movie. So another great movie, right. You know, in like I was telling you last time, they have these they had the prequels that they were coming out in between.
Mm-hmm. I saw those. Those were good.
Yeah, those were on point. All right, so yeah, I expected more. And watching the film, it reminded me a lot of Ghost in the Shell, the live action.
How dare you?
Well, this is why. I felt like Ghost in the Shell should have been like Blade Runner. I felt like the movies could have reversed. Like I
don't know.
Ghost in the Shell was kind of not acting wise, not story wise, but the environment. I was like, damn, Blade Runner should have been like that story should have took place in the Ghost in the Shell world. And the Ghost in the Shell world should have took place in the Blade Runner story.
I disagree.
It was like there were so many similarities, but then again, Ghost in the Shell was the same type of environment as Blade Runner, just in Tokyo. You know, the future, dystopia, cyberpunk.
I mean, both. If you look at Blade Runner and Ghost in the Shell, they seem like they could coexist simultaneously.
They could. Ghost in the Shell just had a horrible whitewashing story and acting.
I don't know. I like Blade Runner so much that I saw it twice. I saw it here when it came out in IMAX, and then I saw it in Arizona when I was out there.
What did you like about it so much?
Aside from the nerdy aspect of the cinematography and the lighting.
that was on point.
So visually the movie's stunning.
Yes, visually the movie
can't
complain about that.
I mean, everything, cinematography, lighting, costumes.
Yeah.
You know. So I will say that. And I love
even the acting was great.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna get to that.
The story just left me wanting more.
Right. So I felt like for me, everything that I saw in the movie was answered, for the most part. The acting was great. Jared Leto did a great job of being really creepy. The people
too short. Yeah,
he should have been. They should have been more of him in the film.
Not enough time.
Right.
Yeah.
But
which also left questions.
Yeah, which I think they're going to address in a third film.
Let's hope so.
I think so.
Yeah.
Ryan Gosling was amazing in the movie. He did a great job. I think the real strength of the movie was the fact that they were really blending and pushing the fact that they're trying to give life. They want you to feel something for artificial beings. Mm-hmm. So for those, spoiler alert.
It's propaganda.
Right. Well, yeah. But so for those of you who haven't watched the movie, you may want to skip ahead, but I'm going to talk about something. So in the scene where he's comes home from his first day of when the movie starts, after he kills Batista, he goes home and you hear him talking to his wife or whatever, who you think is his wife or his girlfriend, but you don't see her, and it turns out that she's like an artificial hologram.
Yep.
She's like artificial intelligence, and you
fakey.
Right, and then he puts her in that thing where she can come out of the home projection system, and he can take her wherever he wants. He can take her, and there's this thing where you realize, he's not real. He's not a real person. He's a replicant. But she's not a replicant. She's just a hologram with artificial intelligence programmed to cater to him. Mm-hmm. But the interaction between the two, you could tell he really cares about this hologram. This fake thing means a lot to him.
Yep.
And it's the closest thing that he'll get to real love, because no human is going to be in love with the replicant.
Nope.
Right, and you see that very clearly because as he's walking to his building, even when he's at work, cop calls him a skin job, and then when he gets home, skin job is written on his door, which is, I guess, a slur term for replicants in that world.
That's from the first movie.
Yeah, well, for those who didn't watch it.
Oh.
So you can tell, like, they really, like, in that world, and the people, who wrote the movie really want you to feel something for an artificial being. I think, and I got pulled into it. Like, the scene made me uncomfortable. Like, when he was about to kiss the hologram, it like made me uncomfortable.
What about the sex scene?
That too. Yeah, when they like merged. But then I was like, that's it. For them to make me feel uncomfortable with something like that, I think that's a testament to their filmmaking ability, and I think that's part of what makes the movie so great.
I didn't take it that deep.
I did, and then like even the musical score was great too, because even like the scene where he's having, where
it was intense.
It is the scene where he's in the furnace and he's looking for the horse.
Yeah,
and he's slowly reaching in. It really felt like it was like. Hours. It took him hours to reach in and pull that thing out, but the music was so intense that you really wonder, like, what is he going to pull out of that thing? Is he going to find the horse? Is he not? What is he going to, that was
pretty cool.
It was it was all it was him reaching in, and there's the music, and the intensity on his face of Jake Gyllenhaal's, not Jake Gyllenhaal, all these white people look the same to me. Ryan Gosling's face when when he pulls it out, and like that's the kind of stuff that made the movie great. It was just like. They did so little and made me feel like I was experiencing so much that didn't have to do with the graphics of the movie or the effects, but just those small things that happen between actors and like the emotion that they pulled out of me in that moment. I thought that's what really the strength of that movie really was. And I know a lot of people like are shitting on the movie, saying it's too long.
It got some bad reviews.
It did, and it's not doing great in the theaters. But guess what? The first one didn't do great in the theaters either. The first one bombed in the theaters too. And guess what? 30 years later, enough motherfuckers bought the Blu-ray DVD special edition set where they were like, "Let's make another one." So
classics.
And I think a lot of people don't appreciate. First off, I don't think a lot of people appreciate the first movie for what it did for sci-fi.
No.
It was groundbreaking.
But like you said, it blew up after the fact.
It did. Yeah. But I think people who saw the movie and who understood good storytelling can see why the movie was so good. It was different. A lot of people don't get different. You see a movie and it makes you feel weird and you're like, this is strange. I've never seen a movie like this. And your first reaction is usually to be like, this movie sucks. I don't get it. Yeah, but then later on you let it sink in and absorb and you're like, actually that's pretty dope.
Yeah.
And I think people will see that after the movie leaves the theaters. I think people will realize that Blade Runner 2049 was actually a great film. It was long. I feel like it could have been a little shorter. But I think those parts that really drug out, like the scene with the horse, the ending part, like when you got towards the end when they were doing the car chase where he was fighting the other replicant chick when Harrison Ford was tied in the car. I think all those things were necessary so that you understood the severity of what's going on in the scene. I think there's a lot of little things in the movie too that spoke to the characters that are maybe not as obvious to a regular person who just goes to the movie expecting to see to be very straightforward movie. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of little things here and there, I can't remember off the top of my head though. I should have taken notes when I went to the theater. But I didn't want to be that guy. But go back. If you haven't seen it, I highly encourage you to watch it. If you don't want to go to the theater and watch it, wait for it to come out on iTunes or whatever.
No, it's definitely worth seeing it in the theater.
Yeah, it's visually, if nothing more than just to please your eyeballs, go watch it. It's fantastic. Keep an open mind. I will say, though, if you're not a fan of the first Blade Runner, you're probably not going to like this one, simply because it's that same kind of style of movie. Very odd. The timing is weird. Cinematically, it's beautiful. But, if you're not a fan of the original Blade Runner, this one's it's in that same vein. It's nothing different. And it's a sequel, not a reboot. A lot of people thought it was a reboot of the first one. It's not. It's a sequel.
That's a good thing that they did, too, as a sequel, because it was like I went there with somebody who didn't see the first one.
And they didn't see the first one before? No. I always encourage you to watch the first one first.
And they were able to gather the story. The only question they had for me was about the woman. I forgot the actress's name from the first one.
Oh yeah,
who was the mother who gave birth? Mm-hmm. And they were like
Rachel.
Yeah, they were like, who was she? And I was like, I had to give that a rundown. But for the most part, it was like they picked it up easy, you know.
Yeah, and I mean, I still like the fact that they didn't answer the question of whether or not Deckard is a replicant. I mean, they kind of did, depending on how you view how the movie went. But that question is still up in the air.
Well, obviously they can age, like Edward James almost. I thought he was a replicant from the first one.
Right.
He's in an old folks' home. I was like, what?
Still being weird making those goddamn origami.
Yeah, but I thought it's like, see, that's the thing is like, okay, you can make these replicants that can age and now they can procreate. So it's like, what the fuck? You're just making life.
Right. So that's the thing, and it's like you don't know. So you don't know if Deckard is human or replicant because you don't know if Rachel was designed to produce with a human or if her and Deckard were specifically designed to mate with each other. Because if you remember the scene where Wallace, who's played by Jared Leto, and Howard and Deckard are talking when he's been captured, he goes, "How do you know you weren't, you're falling in love with her wasn't designed? How do you know you weren't designed to fall in love with her the minute you saw her?" Which could be maybe they designed her specifically around what he likes, but how do you know that he wasn't designed and she wasn't designed for each other? So it depends on how you want to look at that. The minute I saw that scene, I was like, that might be a play on whether or not he's a replicant or not. Because remember, Deckard, the only damage Deckard ever took in the first movie was just getting beat up. And you can tell that, and replicants look like humans when they get beat up because Ryan Gosling, character K, got beat up the entire movie. And you couldn't see any wires or shit. He's just like a human who got beat up.
I don't think they have wires.
No, I'm saying that you couldn't see any wires. Like, it's not like it's clear that he's a replicant or a robot or artificial. When replicants get beat up, they just look like humans who've been beat up. They get bruised, they get cut, all that. So I thought it was a good film. I thought it's a lot deeper film than most people give it credit for.
I think replicants are I think they're human. I just think they're like GMOs.
Yeah, I think that's just another way to look at it. And
I don't think they're like androids, like T-1000 type shit. No.
But I think another big part of the whole Blade Runner series in general is the fact that it's so popular because it feels so real. Like watching that movie, even if you go back to the original one, even though you can tell it's kind of dated, but you can see a world that's like that. Like you can feel like that's not a very far off.
Not now.
Right. Like, you watch a movie like Aliens, which is another Ridley Scott movie, and you're like, we don't have ships that can fly into space that deep, and, whatever.
Do we?
Maybe. But, we don't know of it.
Yeah.
But if you look at Blade Runner, you're like, yeah, I could see cars flying. I could see, us creating a different type of life form that's, robotic. I can see us having giant holograms. I can see us running out of food and have to feast on, insect protein because we fucking murdered all the cows.
Yep.
All that stuff feels very real. And I think that's where the strength of Blade Runner is. It's like it creeps you out because you're like, this is too real.
Speaking about food, imagine that when we're going to run out of cattle, chickens,
as long as you don't run out of beer.
Pork. But, I mean, you can always make beer from vegetables. But imagine like in Blade Runner where he's in Vegas, and they have a little tidbit of like not global warming, but they mention it.
Acid rain.
Yeah, like the weather.
Yeah,
right?
The weather's all fucked. The planet's fucked.
But imagine when we can no longer grow food.
Yeah.
Like
you're gonna harvest insects for
protein.
protein.
To do something.
Yeah.
It's like, wow.
I mean, we're already doing that. We're already have those bars that are made out of crickets.
Yeah, I'm not in that lifestyle yet.
I've had it. It's pretty good. Yeah, it's crickets covered in chocolate. It's fine.
Keep it going.
It's fine. Sometimes you gotta pick a leg out of your tooth, but it's good. It tastes like a candy bar.
Cool.
Just cover that bitch in sugar.
Cool.
You gotta get used to it, Smalls. That's what we're gonna be eating in the future.
I like crazy Japanese stuff, but I don't like crazy cricket stuff.
We're gonna be eating beetles.
Nah.
Wearing goggles in the acid rain. Think Cowboy Bebop. Dressed like that.
See, that movie was cool.
I love Cowboy Bebop.
They always talk about making that a live action.
They should.
I saw a post the other day about Akira, an update.
Oh,
they talk about they want to make a version of Akira.
Yeah, they shouldn't do that.
Check us out, though. They were like, they're going to make a version of Akira based off the manga and it's not going to be whitewashed. I was like, well, let's hope so.
I mean, that's cool. I'm just really afraid. Like, my whole opinion on things like that is you already have the manga, which is great, right? Mm-hmm. But then you also have the anime movie, which is fucking great.
Yeah.
Why you gotta keep going? Just leave it alone.
Well, I mean, look what they're doing. They come out with a Blade of the Immortal. You know, they did the book, which was great. Had the anime. I think it was like just one season or a couple episodes. That was pretty good. And now they got the live action.
Yeah, nah.
Yeah. No?
Nah.
Shit.
Nah, I'm okay with that. Like, same thing with other movies. If it's a great movie, to be honest, I don't think you need to remake any movie.
I agree with you on that.
Especially a great one. There's certain movies that just don't need to be rebooted. Ghostbusters being the one that comes to my mind first and foremost.
I can't even go there.
Right, but you know what I mean. Like, Ghostbusters was a great movie. Part 2 sucked. Yeah, I get it. But there's no reason why you need to remake.
I got Part 2 on DVD. I mean, still better than a fucking remake.
Don't get me wrong. I will watch Part 2 whenever it's on TV. But in general, you don't need to remake Ghostbusters. Just like you don't need to remake Citizen Kane. Just like you don't need to remake Casablanca. Just like you don't need to remake Terminator 1. Just like you don't need to remake Titanic, A Christmas Story. What's it? What's that movie? The Halloween movie, the stop motion.
Nightmare Before Christmas.
You don't got to remake that shit.
Oh shit! Speaking of remakes, they're gonna come out with a new How the Grinch Stole Christmas with Benjamin Cumberbatch.
That's weird.
Yep.
Right. Jim Carrey did a great job the first time.
Well, they're doing another one, and this kind of got.
He does look like the Grinch though.
I don't know. I'm like,
he's got a weird face.
It's just so recent that they did.
He's got a weird face.
But they're gonna do one of my all-time favorite series, Lone Wolf and Cub.
Oh, that's great. That's great. I like that. Well, they'll probably
Shogun's Assassin.
They'll probably ruin that too. Just letting you know.
Daigoro.
I'm really excited also for the new Thor movie, Ragnarok.
I was until I saw the Black Panther trailer.
I mean, they're both good. They're both good.
I saw the Thor trailer. I was like, oh, this is dope. This is cool.
That soundtrack with the Led Zeppelin immigrant song playing.
That was a great trailer.
And then it was so good.
The Black Panther trailer just came out.
Man, it came out. But I'm telling you, man, that Thor trailer when Thor's in the arena and then the Hulk comes to, he goes, "Yes, we're friends from work."
That movie just looks fun.
It looks like a fun movie. It has like an 80s vibe to it. Oh, it's so good.
And I read a thing. He was saying that he was kind of bored with Thor. Yeah, the character until this one, which like it kind of. I guess I didn't like the Thor movies.
Really?
Yeah, man.
I liked the first one. The second one was.
The intro was all right. It wasn't great. I'm not a big fan of Natalie Portman either.
I love Natalie Portman.
The first one was, it was an intro, but the rest, I think it was two. It was two of them, right? After that,
yeah, it was
Dark World.
Dark World was the second movie, and then there's the first one. There wasn't a third. This is the third.
Okay,
this is the third.
I didn't like
movie.
Dark World. No, that was another one.
No, it was the first one, and then there was Dark World.
Dark World. I didn't like that one.
I like I like the first one better than like Dark World. Dark World, I can't really get behind too much.
This one looks good. One post that I saw, it was funny, not to keep dwelling on Black Panther, but I was reading the comments because I wanted to hear I wanted to read what people were saying. I just want to go there for the hate.
I don't ever look at the comments of any YouTube video. And, that's the worst thing you could do for your soul.
One guy goes on it's funny sometimes, man. You gotta
sometimes
gotta take a dive, jump in, and so one guy, he was talking about, he hated this, hated that. He's like, how come there's not enough white people in here? He's like, you make black characters in Thor, and I was like, you know what? I don't understand why the fuck they did that.
Really?
Yeah, it's like the same thing with Ghostbusters. It's like you have a movie that you have a story. Why change it? Why to you want to be diverse? So you're gonna sit there and be like, okay, well, this character's always been Chinese. Let's make him black. Character's always been black. Let's make him Chinese. It's like, why? Oh, Johnny Storm is like Johnny Storm and Sue Storm were brother and sisters. No, let's make the guy Johnny Black, and then Sue Storm's gonna be adopted.
Johnny Black.
It's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, and it's interesting that he played that the guy who's playing.
I actually like that version too of Fantastic Four.
I don't like any of the Fantastic Fours they did.
I was into that. I don't know why I got such bad negative reviews.
It wasn't a good movie.
I thought it was dope.
I feel like the Fantastic Four is such a good movie. Like, it's such a good. Fantastic Four is such a good set of characters.
I have a ton of the comics.
Yeah, the problem is that like a lot of the properties that Marvel has, they don't own the movie rights to the Fantastic Four anymore. If Marvel can get back the Fantastic Four like they did with Spider-Man, which was a fantastic movie. If you didn't see Spider-Man Homecoming,
Homecoming,
yeah, Homecoming. Oh, it's so good. It's they nailed Spider-Man.
Okay.
They nailed a 16-year-old Spider-Man who's corny as shit,
Yeah.
doesn't know what he's doing, and it's just kind of whiny, but has the best jokes. He's just like so cool, and you really feel for the kid. Like you watch the movie and you feel like when he gets his feelings hurt, you feel bad for him. Like, damn, it's fucked up. 16, and then he gets hit with a truck, and you're like, he's fine.
Shit.
Yeah, like, he's fine. He walked it off.
Did you see Todd McFarlane talking about the Spawn movie?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I can't wait for that.
Yeah.
I was a big fan of
Rated R?
I was. They better. The first one was. Well, the first one was PG-13, and then they came out with the director's cut.
Well, they weren't doing rated R back then for superhero flicks.
I remember when that movie came out, I was in Puerto Rico that summer, and I was with my family, and we went to the local theater they had. It was right by the mall.
Yeah.
I remember seeing it, and I was like, oh, snap. And I remember the movie being rated R in the States. I think it was originally rated R. I could be wrong. Maybe it was 13.
I think it was 13.
Either way, my parents were kind of iffy on letting me go see it.
Yeah.
But then I pulled what every kid pulls. I'm like, it's a superhero movie. How bad could it be? And we go, and this movie's all about this dude going to hell, getting a deal with Satan, and coming up and trying to fuck up this fat clown.
Malboja.
Yeah. It was I'm a big fan of Spawn, and I think now that the movie studios have the pass to make a rated R hero movie like they did with Deadpool and Logan, I think it's going to be a motherfucker of a film.
What about the upcoming Hellboy?
They're doing another one?
Yeah.
There's no trailer for it.
No. But I forgot. I don't know the guy's name. The sheriff from Stranger Things.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He's fucking ripped.
He's in the Hellboy, though, right?
Yeah.
No, you can't have a Hellboy that's not Ron Perlman.
No. Ron Perlman. Del Toro, Ron Perlman, they're done. Because the thing about that, and they didn't want to do it. They wanted to do a trilogy, right? Del Toro wrote out a trilogy. He was like, for years, he was like, I want to finish it. He was like, he's like, it's not us.
Did the second film not do well in the box office?
It was a studio. Ron Perlman was like, I'm ready. He's like, but I'm getting older. He's like, I think that dude's like 60. He was like, y'all keep delaying it.
That's fine. Just put him on steroids.
He was like, he was saying, him and Del Toro, they were the main ones. Always like, we're in talks. We're ready. It's the studio. And I gotta tell you, Hellboy's one of my favorite shit.
They should have went right to Netflix, just like Scorsese did. Scorsese went to Paramount with The Irishman, and they were like, nah. He went to Warner Brothers. They were like, nah. Your last movie was a flop. Silence did shit. He went to who was it? Columbia. Yeah. They were like Columbia, Sony, I think, and they were like, nah. Netflix were like, here's your $100 million budget.
We're doing $8 billion in films.
We'll release it in the theaters. So just enough theaters so that we can get a nomination for an Academy Award. I bet you that fucking movie blows up. The Irishman, De Niro, Pacino, and Pesci being directed by Scorsese. Oh, get the fuck out of here! It's gonna be a good movie, even though it's about Irish people.
Doesn't matter.
I can't wait to see Pesci.
Netflix is just changing everything, man.
They are them and Amazon. Amazon did the same thing too. Amazon
got shitty shows.
Yeah, but Amazon's putting money into movies now, and they're gonna start having movies come out in theaters.
I had Amazon Prime, and I was like, yeah, I ain't got shit on here to watch except for Suits.
Right, Hulu's not bad. I mean, all these companies that are making money now off online streaming, they're gonna start investing their money in making big budget production movies, and they're gonna start getting these really big name directors and actors who want to take on those projects because studios are too picky. Studios, because just like the cable TV world, for a long time, cable TV had everybody by the balls because there was no other options. Now with the internet, you have Netflix, Hulu, HBO, all these places can pick and choose. So now that cable companies have to match your demands. As we're now with Netflix and Amazon, they're pulling all this big talent, making their own shows that these studios are going to have to change their ways because otherwise they're not going to be able to have the kind of directors and movies they want coming out of their studio. Two words that are making Netflix great: creative freedom. And the documentaries that Netflix is getting a hold of are fantastic.
I saw an article that said Netflix in 2018 are putting like $8 billion or something into films and projects, and I'm like, yeah, and they're giving people creative freedom to be like, listen, we like what you're doing. Here's some money. Do your shit. We're not gonna fuck with you. Like to somebody who creates something, and you're gonna say, I'm a fund your project, and you can do whatever you want.
That's big. That's big for creative.
Like, how can you lose? It's not like they're taking they
They have a
Netflix,
hand in it, but not like
they have like their indie films and they have like the nobodies. But man, for the most part, you're giving like A-list people like free range to be like, listen, you want to do this project? Will Smith, you want to be in a fucking
a fairy documentary,
a fantasy movie where you're a cop, and it's like, yeah, it's like what the.
I can't wait for the movie to come out. I really want that
when
movie
I
to come
saw
out.
it, I was like, hold up, this is Big Willie, you know, summer blockbuster man.
Nah,
He
nah,
was the
nah,
dude.
nah, 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 nah. Big
But
Willie style.
he was the dude who was like, if he was in a movie, it was a big summer blockbuster.
Bad Boys,
That's how he made his
Independence
career.
Day.
And they're making a Bad Boys 4. Yes.
Did you watch Independence Day 2?
Unfortunately.
How bad was that movie? It was so bad.
And I saw it in the theaters. And
You paid for it?
And you know what I read? And this was before it came out. They were saying, they were like, they already have the script for part 3. And depending on how much money they'll make, they'll it's like they can either end the movie or they can continue. But the script is already made.
For sure they're not making a part 3. Absolutely
And
not.
I was like, my biggest gripe with that movie was like, okay, I get it, 20 years later, but man, the jump that they made, and then like all, you know what's funny? I watch Screen Junkies.
Yeah, that's good.
That one guy who talks about it's not how it should have ended. What's the other one they have where the guy's like Cinema Sins? That dude, he's hilarious, right? Because he just picks apart movies and he's like, oh, this was bad. So he did Independence Day, and it was funny because he pointed out so many things that were wrong in the story, but then he compared it to the first movie, and he was like, here's the first movie, here's like the breakdown of the characters, the story, the plot, blah 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 blah. It was like very to the point.
Right. The first movie was very well
Great
done.
storytelling.
Yeah.
You know, built it up, didn't tell you too much, didn't add like a gazillion characters. And it's like you compare it to like the sequel, and it was just like it was fluff. So much fluff. And it was like the thing that really got me, how the hell are you gonna all of a sudden have like a fucking alien the size of the Empire State Building? The mother. Oh, it's like that movie made absolutely no sense.
Yeah.
It was a shit show.
It was. And I told myself when they first announced it, I'm like, if Will Smith is in it, I'll watch
They
it.
killed him.
Right. But if Will Smith isn't in the movie, I'm not going to go to the theaters. And when they announced that Will Smith was not cast, I'm like, I'm not going to the theater to watch
The
this.
punk ass dude who played his son tried to give a speech. I'm like, my man, you're not Idris Elba in Pacific Rim. That speech was horrible.
Pacific Rim 2 with John Boyega. And it's going to be so good.
You know what gets me about that trailer for Pacific Rim 2? How come this shit's in the daytime? All the daytime shots. I'm like, come on, man. It's like it doesn't look as good.
Pacific Rim is another movie that's underrated that most people don't give it credit.
I saw the shit in the theater.
I didn't.
Right.
I wish I did.
And I remember we have a friend, let's call him Otis.
Okay.
And I remember I was talking to him about it. He was like, nah. I was like, you got to see this movie. Nah, I don't want to see that. Robots and monsters, blah, blah, blah.
I was the same way.
Comparing it, and I remember the conversation comparing it to Transformers. And I think one day he saw it on TV, and he was like, yo, that movie. I was like, motherfucker, I told you when this shit came out. You ain't want to see it. And that's how a lot of people were. It was like, oh, it's just robots and dinosaurs like Transform, not dinosaurs, but robots and monsters like Transformers. And I'm like, nah, this movie's dope. Unfortunately, Del Toro's not going to be in the second one. Nope, he's not directing. He has nothing to do with it. I think he's producing, but that's about it.
Well, hopefully he gets a director who he likes.
He's doing...
His next film, isn't his next film a horror film?
The water one? Was it Deep in Water, Blood in Water or some shit? With the creature in the water? Was it Deep? Fucking. Where is it? Here we go. Shape of Water. Sorry. Took a while.
Shape of Water.
Shape of Water. You saw a trailer for this, right?
I think so.
God damn, we got to play this one. This one's good. This is real good. This is like Del Toro doing his thing, uncensored.
I feel like maybe I did. I don't know. Go full screen on that, please.
It is not Abe Sapien.
We're watching the trailer.
Fuck it, this podcast is going to be about movies.
Yep. We haven't even touched on the new Star Wars Han Solo movie.
Yeah, I'm going to see it though.
Yeah, me too, of course.
I just hope it's like Rogue One.
I've never seen this trailer.
No?
No.
Goddamn.
But you can tell it's a very Del Toro movie. Oh, Michael Shannon's in it, so it's going to be fucking weird for sure.
She's deaf. Well, mute. She's mute.
Uh-oh.
So she communicates with the sea creature. But it's not Abe Sapien. They keep saying that. They're like, it has nothing to do with the Hellboy universe. So the theory...
It does look like Abe Sapien, though.
It does, but the theory... And he's been very upfront about it. But the theory online is that it's his version of the creature from the Black Lagoon.
Oh.
It's his take on the story.
I got you.
Yeah. But they've been saying it like it has nothing to do with Hellboy. It's not Abe Sapien.
It's not part of that universe.
Even though Doug Jones is the same actor. Because he uses Doug Jones for all his movies,
Right.
the creature guy.
He sees me as I am.
And Del Toro saying that this one's going to be a little bit more adult.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Is she going to get the D from this swamp thing?
Well, there's an opening scene where she's supposed to be like playing with herself or some shit.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. And he was like, why did you go? And this was all from an interview. He was like, why did you do that? He was like, he's like, I want to take it a little bit more adult, a little bit more, personal. I was like, oh.
I don't want an intricate, beautiful thing destroyed.
We can do nothing. I'm sorry. Don't do this, Eliza. What is she saying? Don't do this.
It's not even good. If I told you about her, what would I say? I wonder.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a really good trailer. That's it. And it's so in his style. Man. Wow. He gives himself a lot of credit.
He's like my top 5 director, man.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm very excited for that now. It looks very good.
He's doing a Pinocchio movie.
It's gonna be a weird movie.
Horror.
Oh, that seems about right.
Yeah.
That's gonna be real strange. Have you seen that? So since this is now officially a whole podcast on movies.
Might as well be.
Yep. The Star Wars trailer. So we've seen this trailer for the new Star Wars movie.
Yeah,
Episode 8, The Last Jedi, which looks great. But Ron Howard, if you follow Ron Howard, just finished production on the new Han Solo movie, and it's called Solo, a Star Wars movie about Han Solo.
Standalone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's going to have, I forget the guy's name who's playing Han Solo, but it's going to have Donald Glover as Lando Calrissian.
Yep.
I'm very excited for this
I wonder
movie.
if he has a mustache.
He does.
What about the cape?
I don't know.
Lando had the cape.
Yep, but there was a production photo of
Even in the future, in space,
capes.
black men are pimps. Yeah, he had the cape.
There's a picture of Donald Glover on set, and he had the mustache. He had the Lando mustache. So the mustache was from a young Lando to an old Lando. It never changed. It's gonna be wonderful. What movie are you most excited for coming out?
Ooh, Shape of Water, Star Wars, of course, and now Black Panther. But I gotta wait till like Black History Month of next year. But this year I would just say Shape of Water because I think that's coming out in December. That's later this year.
Mm-hmm.
Star Wars definitely. There's another one. I think it's supposed to come out in November. No, Thor. Thor's coming out in November,
Yep,
right?
next month. The 3rd.
And I think that's it. I know there's a few indie flicks that I wanted to see, but I can't. They're not going to come into New York, and if they do come to New York, it'll be like for like a month, and I'll miss them. Because there was that one where, there was that movie about the guy like hard hitting Harry.
Hard hitting Harry.
Shoot 'em up Harry or something.
Oh, Hardcore Harry.
Hardcore Harry, where they recorded from
First person
shooter.
yeah, Hardcore
All right,
Harry.
so there's a Korean movie about a female assassin. Uses that same theme. I wanted to see that, and it came to New York, but it was like it came and gone. I was like, God damn it!
Yeah, for
So
those kind of
there's
movies, you got to be on the ball to get tickets.
There's a lot of stuff I want to see, but it's like foreign stuff, so I'm just
Yeah.
going to see it online. There was a movie with there was a movie with Tony Jaa, the guy from the Raid 2. Do you watch like those international martial
Yeah,
arts
I
flicks?
watched The Raid. I've watched a lot of Tony Jaa's movies.
There was Tony Jaa, the guy from the Raid. I think his name's like Minratu, or I know his company's Minratu Films. The girl from Chocolate, and one more person who's also a big martial arts guy from Asia, and they're all together in one fucking movie. And I saw the trailer for that, and I was like, oh shit. I'm looking forward to that. That's probably out right now. I just gotta, find it online or buy
Right.
the DVD.
I don't know. I haven't really been into the martial arts movies for quite some time. I don't know what it is. I just feel like it's been a long time since I got like like Tony Jaa's movies, The Elephant Protector.
Fuck that.
Tom Yum Goong. Like that.
nothing.
Like I love those movies because it's just so wild. Like him jumping through the air and just kneeing somebody through a window.
Nah. One of the best movies of all time, The Raid 2.
No, The Raid 2 was great. I like
Damn
The Raid
shit.
2. Yeah, it was good. It was good. I saw both of them.
That's my shit.
Are we watching The Raid 2 right now?
Yeah, fuck it.
All right, we're watching the trailer for The Raid 2.
Yeah. Oh, and The Raid 3. This isn't the real trailer. This is some bullshit. But The Raid 3 is coming out.
Uh-oh.
And it's supposed to take place somewhere between part 1 and part 2. That's what they said.
I hate when they do that shit. I hate when the part 3 is between the first two parts.
I was like, motherfucker, just give me a real story.
Right?
Lock them back up in the projects, you know, and just
Lock them back up in the projects.
Because that was the first one. He had to fight out the building.
Mm-hmm.
You know, this one he goes undercover with the dude. It's like,
These time movies are getting much better.
that's him. That's the
guy?
yeah.
Yeah, him.
His first movie was called Minratu Warrior, where it was he was like a kid from the country, right, and very poor. I remember he had a pet elephant, right? Yeah, he was in Thailand, but very poor, and he goes to the city, and that's when it's like I forgot what happens, but you know he gets involved in some shit with his cousin, some bullshit, has to rescue a girl or some shit, and he just starts doing all this Muay Thai stuff, and it was cool. And the next thing you know, I saw a film, and it was like, oh, Minratu Films, and I was like, that's your company, dude. And now he's doing like all this stuff. And I was like, that's kind of cool.
Yeah. I mean, I like
I might be pronouncing it wrong.
I feel like a lot of these time movies do the same thing that a lot of the kung fu movies do. They all recycle the same actors.
Yeah.
And it's like all pretty much kind of the same story and
It's
the
like-
same choreography. It's pretty much the same movie, just a little different.
Of course it is. I mean, it's like people shitting on John Wick. John Wick, the guy who wrote the film and everybody in the film that was the stunt guys are the same people that Keanu Reeves used as his stunt doubles.
Yeah.
That's how they made the
Yeah,
movie.
they're all friends.
Yeah, it's like you get in who you friends with who you friends with.
Did you ever watch Atomic Blonde?
No.
I
The
had an
HD
interesting
copy is online, but I haven't.
I had
haven't
an
heard
interesting
to watch it
conversation when I was in Arizona because I'm a big fan of John Wick. I really like. I mean, I don't watch John Wick for the story. I watch John
fuck
Wick
about the story.
Right, I watch John Wick for the violence. But
This is it, the triple threat with the main character.
what's it called?
Triple threat.
Oh, Triple Threat.
Yeah. Wait, is this it? Oh, I saw The Foreigner.
You saw it already?
That motherfucker was good.
How is it out already?
I saw it. We saw it this past weekend.
In the theater?
Yeah,
I didn't know it was out.
yeah.
That's one of the movies I have to go watch.
fucking good.
Is
It's
it?
good. It's good.
The trailer.
so good.
The trailer. When I saw the trailer, I was like, I gotta watch
It's
this.
so good. Jackie Chan.
Do you know who you're messing with?
it is?
Do you?
It is not a funny movie.
I know it doesn't look funny. It
He
looks
is-
terrifying.
And you know one thing I love about the movie. He's 60 years old in the movie.
Right. You know me and him have the same birthday, April 7th.
I didn't know.
We're both dragons.
He's.
I'm not even kidding. When I found that out, I was in
Yeah.
high school. I told everybody in high school that me and Jackie Chan have the same birthday, and we're dragons. Except he's a golden dragon because of the year he was born, and I'm just a normal dragon.
regular dragon. But check it in the movie. He's older, right? He's
Yeah.
an older martial artist. Even in real life, he's an older martial
He's probably
artist.
still shredded to the tits.
No, but in the movie, they didn't hide the fact that he's an older guy.
Ah.
They used it in the story, and I was like, that's one thing I appreciated. Because there was even scenes where they were like, hold up, how's this old man? Because it's like the mafia. shit.
Right.
He's like, how's this old man taking out you guys? Like, what the fuck? And one of the guys keeps saying that. He's like, he's fucking 60. he's like, what are you doing? Like, what's going on? Because he's not out there like and I like this. It's kind of a spoiler.
Okay. How big of a spoiler? Because I'm gonna go watch this tomorrow. Now that I know it's out, I'm gonna go watch it tomorrow after work. So if it's a big spoiler,
Shit.
don't tell me.
It's
You can't spoil it. You can't spoil it for me. I'm here. Yeah, I'm gonna watch it tomorrow.
I'm gonna say this.
Oh, you're about to spoil it.
I'm gonna say this. When he kills, because he doesn't kill often. I'm not gonna tell you who he kills.
Okay.
He only kills a few people, but there's a reason for that. But that's one thing I liked about the movie.
Okay. So it wasn't just a murder fest.
Nah, man.
Okay.
It was like he would fuck people up. Don't get me wrong. He fucked a lot of people up, but then after a while, I was like, you know what? He's not killing anybody. He does kill people, the people he's targeting, but everybody else, he's just like, I'm just gonna fuck you up. And it's like it's like damn the way his character is because he's an ex-soldier,
Right.
You know, so the way he's doing, man, it's a good movie.
I'm gonna watch this shit
It's
tomorrow.
good, it's
I'm gonna
good.
watch this shit tomorrow. I
Yo.
gotta work at 2:00 tomorrow.
I was in the theater and I was just like, damn. And then the ending is great. It's
I
great.
can see you want to tell me so bad.
Yeah, man.
You want to tell
It's
me
like-
so bad.
The ending was great. I was like, wow. It's not a usual ending.
Okay, good.
It's not like
Good.
the typical ending to like one of those action flicks. It's like whoa, and it's good.
All right, I
It's
can't
good.
wait.
It's
I
good.
remember seeing the trailer in the theaters. I was like,
Yeah.
whoa, that looks like a fucked up movie.
Yeah, that was a good.
That I
movie.
want to
Yeah.
watch. Okay, now that I know it's out, I'm gonna go see it tomorrow.
It's very different too, because it was like if anybody knows Jackie Chan, he's very comical, very
Right.
like drunken kung fu, very performance art.
Yeah.
This one was just like, nah, I'm serious.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like I'm not here for jokes, you know.
Yeah, he's here to fuck your bitch and take your money.
Yeah, it was good.
Goddamn.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna watch that tomorrow. There was another movie, Snowman, the Snowman Killer. Did you see that one?
Another crazy white serial killer.
Yeah, but I like,
can't do it, man.
I like movies with Michael Fassbender. Like I watch a lot of movies based on the actors who
Dude,
are in them.
I watch Criminal Minds every Tuesday. That's where I get my serial killer fix.
I don't. That's the thing. What did I watch recently? There was something I watched recently that I thought was pretty good. Did you watch it?
No.
It was all right.
What about American Assassin? Where the guy gets revenge.
Man, you know what?
He doesn't look
the,
tough.
I like the actors, but I don't like Michael Keaton in that kind of role.
Hmm.
I don't know. There's something about that movie, just like American Assassin. I'm like, shut the fuck up. I don't know. The trailer annoys me. The
I don't
trailer.
like the main actor.
Me either. I'm not a big fan. I hear people talk about it a lot, and I've heard people online talking about it, how it's supposed to be a good movie, and it's based on a book. But I really don't care, to be honest. If I can see it for free, I'll see it for free. But you know, a movie I did want to watch that I missed in the theaters?
What's that?
The Kingsman 2. The Kingsman 1 was really good.
It was. I did like that.
And
Yeah,
that
I
was a
enjoyed
movie that was underrated. And I wanted to see the Kingsman 2, and I didn't get into the theater in time to go watch it.
I know why I didn't go see it in the theater, because the trailer didn't look like it was anything different.
Really?
Yeah.
The trailer looks so good to me.
It looked good, but it was just like I knew what I was expecting. As for the first one, I didn't really know what I was expecting.
Right.
And I was like, okay, and then it was good. It was a good hit. It was a good movie. But the second one, I was like, do I need to go see this? Like, you're not bringing me in. You're not enticing me. The New Mutants trailer, that was good.
Yeah, it looks weird. I
Like
don't
a
get
fucking horror movie.
Yeah, it's like a X-Men horror movie. It's weird that it's tied into the X-Men. But it's like, I don't know. Something about it. I also don't like the actors in that movie.
What else we got?
What else we got here?
Didn't I click on something else? Shit.
Justice League. Not really excited about
Nah, I
that.
ain't seen that shit. Oh, speaking of superhero movies, so I'm a big fan of Constantine. Right.
So am I.
There's a animation coming out.
Oh shit.
Yeah, DC.
Did you like the TV show?
I loved it.
I can't believe they canceled it. I was really into that show.
But you know what's funny?
This cat's possessed.
Yeah, my cat's tripping right now. So they canceled the show, but they brought him back on Arrow. They brought him back on, was it Team of Tomorrow or some shit?
Yeah, and didn't they do it on Flash too?
On Flash, yeah.
And then they had the animated TV show, the animated movie
Yes.
that had the same guy
With
do this-
Batman.
Yeah,
I
and
saw
they
that
had
one.
the same
Yeah.
actor
Swap
voice
thing and shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they had the same actor voice Constantine.
So even further, he's getting his own
Although
animation.
there's only one Constantine, and that's Keanu Reeves. That movie was so good.
I liked it.
I watch that movie all the time.
You know, they talked about they were going to do a sequel to that because he made so much money globally,
right? It was a good movie.
but nothing happened.
That's dumb. That's one of those few movies where you watch and you're like, this isn't Keanu Reeves playing the Keanu Reeves. You know, it's not the same Keanu Reeves.
You know, I just saw the thing the other day too. It was good. It's like Constantine and the Devils. I took a break from Arrow. I was watching Arrow for a while,
I watched Arrow.
and fifth season just
Yeah.
killed me. I was like, nobody dies on this shit. Everybody comes back.
Yeah.
But I started watching the sixth season again because it just started.
I watched up to season 5, and I hated every episode, but I watched it because I started watching it, and I liked what's her name, Felicity Smoke,
Which one was that?
the blonde chick, the one that was
The sister that died.
the nerdy,
came back?
the nerdy tech girl.
Oh yeah.
I dig it.
Well, you got Strange Chase. Here's a Constantine trailer from New York Comic Con. You need a volume?
Yes, please. I really like Constantine. The whole character. I have the Hellblazer collection on. Yeah, I have the Hellblazer PDFs. They're great.
Unconsecrated. Otherwise, I'd have a hard time setting foot in there. And so would they.
For those of you listening at home, we're watching the animated trailer for the new Constantine animated film.
Oh, what's that bloody smell? Smells like shit. Is this the thing that invited us? Yep, that'll be me. Can it make good on its promise? Oh, that was a lie.
No, I'm good.
Anyone shall see smear flesh. I was hoping that he would.
Promised me a feast, Constantine, and you have delivered. What is this
That guy looks like Mumra
Yeah, he does.
from Thundercats.
Yeah.
I seek to usurp?
Is he a Mayan zombie? What is that?
I couldn't tell.
I will stop you,
I think so.
body and soul.
But I just see Mumra.
More than a match for you.
I think
Oh, that's brutal.
I think the Constantine TV show was a hit. you
Yeah.
know, especially when it came on. And I think it was right after Grimm.
It was strong.
Yeah.
It was really like there were some parts of it that were really scary, and like it had like a lot of dark. It was a very dark TV show. I think that's why they pulled it because it was a little too dark.
But so was Grimm.
Yeah, but this was like on the occult, like super dark side,
I love the occult stuff.
possession and shit. Like
So,
I think
like-
it freaked people out.
Yeah. But they could have put the homosexual stuff in it too, because I mean that is Constantine. You know, they left some stuff out. Yeah, but after I saw the TV show, like I knew of the character and I knew the stories, but the TV show made me like go back and read the books. And I was like, I want to know what this guy's about. I think he's underrated.
Absolutely.
And they took Supergirl from CBS and they put her on WB. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. They keep having this guy come back and make these guest appearances, and then now they're giving him this feature-length animated movie. I'm like, bring the show back.
They should just do another movie with Keanu.
Not this guy.
I mean, that guy's good. That guy's really good, but I like Keanu. Keanu's my boy. It's nothing personal against this guy, this Irish guy.
I would say if I had to pick between him and Keanu to play Constantine, I would say this dude.
I mean, I wouldn't be mad at it, but there's something about Keanu Reeves in the movie. You know, I'm unbiased. Like, I mean, I'm very biased. I like Keanu Reeves. I like The Matrix. I like John Wick.
Yep.
I like Constantine. I like Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. I like Speed. You know, I like everything. What's that movie?
You ever see Beyond Sky or Skyline, the first one?
No.
Oh, it was an alien movie. Came out a couple years ago. They have a trailer. They have a second one to that one.
What about Fire in the Sky?
Yeah, but that was like a long time ago.
That's the scary movie.
It's not scary. You know one thing that's pretty cool about the movie? All right. I don't know if you remember this, but I thought that when that Fire in the Sky first came out, this was one of the best scenes I've ever seen in the Alien movie. So the guy is abducted and he wakes up in a pod. He gets out the goo and he's like just floating in the spaceship, right? And everything's just it's like a fucking dump truck, like the inside of a fucking garbage truck, right?
Yeah.
It's just messy, and he's floating around, and he gets to this place where he sees they look like aliens, but they're not. They're spacesuits. I always thought this scene was cool. And he just sees them hanging there, and he's like, they look like aliens, right? But then like he flies, and he's like, well, not flies, but he's floating up, and he sees it, and it's like it's literally a spacesuit. And then like he keeps like, because he's just floating and drifting through the hallways and stuff. And I think they catch him at one point, but then they actually show like the alien creatures, and they're like these they look like shrunken, short little men, and they're all wrinkled, and they got like our size eyelids, eyeballs. They don't have like these big bug eye. And I always thought that was cool how they showed that distinction, because no other movie alien movie I've seen did that at the time. And I don't know, that scene always stuck out to me, man. I was like, what if the fact that when people see like, and they're reporting all these extraterrestrials and all this stuff, that they're not like the big eyes that they're seeing is just that. It's a spacesuit.
Could be.
I don't know. When I saw that scene, I was like, that blew my mind. As a kid, I think I was like a teenager when it came
it's
out.
the worst fucking alien movie I've ever seen? Battleship.
I wouldn't say that's the worst.
It's the worst thing I've ever seen. What's even worse is that when it's on TV, I stop and watch it.
Independence Day 2 was the worst.
Man,
Battleship I could watch. Battleship I could watch. Independence Day 2 I have not watched since, and I will not watch.
I didn't get through all of Independence. I didn't even watch the whole thing. I stopped halfway through because it was such garbage.
You know, Battleship was supposed to be a sequel too. Can you see the end of it when the alien's alive on Hawaii?
Yeah.
Supposed to keep it going. Skyline is all right. You got to see the first one though.
What else? Are you excited for the new? Do you watch the Netflix stuff, like the Netflix and
Stranger Things? Yeah.
Stranger Things too, for sure. I'm excited about. What about the Punisher?
Yeah.
I can't wait. Apparently, they released a new trailer today for the series that announces in the trailer. They tell you what day the movie's coming out, what day the series is coming out. Because they delayed it because of the whole Vegas shooting.
I saw
because they didn't want to release the series right after a mass shooting, and then they released a series that's this dude just murking everybody.
Makes sense.
But oh man, I can't wait. Man,
So
John Bergenthal as the Punisher is such a badass. Oh,
that scene from
November 17th.
That scene from Daredevil when he's in a prison and he's just like,
I watched
he
that.
He takes the guy's bone and he just.
Listen, I watched the prison fight scene from The Punisher. I watch that scene at least once a week when I'm upset. That scene is no, seriously. If you go to my history and my YouTube history, you'll see I play it all the time. I love it. Just the fact. Okay, now we're playing the full screen, please. We're watching the Punisher trailer for the new season.
Always enjoyed Punisher War Journal.
World Journal was the best.
Got my comics over there, man.
Goddamn right you do.
Might dig into them.
Because you're a goddamn American.
I saw this, though.
No, not this one. This one was just released today.
Okay. But there was a trailer that came out a little while ago.
Yeah. Different trailer. I love that they're using the Metallica songs for the trailer.
Yeah, he made that role, man.
Oh, so good. Oh, man. Oh, I've got a boner. This is so good. Oh my God. Oh, sweet Moses. I'm going to watch that again later when I'm alone. Oh, that's so good.
Wow.
Did you ever get a chance? So I'm a big fan of the Punisher. I actually like the Punisher they did a while ago with Thomas Jane, the first movie they did.
Oh, yeah.
Not the Dolph Lundgren. That was good too, in my opinion. But the one with Thomas Jane.
Yeah.
Did you ever watch the bid he did, the small movie?
When he was doing the laundry?
Did I show you that one?
No, I saw it online.
Oh, but you saw it online.
Yeah.
Okay. How good was that? That was good.
He pulls out the shirt.
Just beat everybody down with a goddamn bottle of Jack Daniels.
It's funny that you mentioned Thomas Jane, because when we were talking about Constantine, there was another story I thought you might like by Stephen Niles. He has you know who Stephen Niles is?
The name sounds familiar.
He's a writer for comics, right? But it originally just started as a novel. He's the same guy who did 30 Days of Night.
Oh, that's
The
a good movie.
vampire
Yeah,
story?
yeah, I like that movie.
But this is another story, and it's like it started as a novel called Kyle McDonald. It's like this guy is like he's I guess you call him a detective for demons and stuff, private eye. But anyways, the character Kyle McDonald, they hired Thomas Jane to do some covers. So they used him for like the covers of the books for a few of the comics.
Interesting.
Yeah, so see, check it out. Come on, click on it.
Oh yeah, I've seen this. Yeah.
Criminal Macabre.
Right. Criminal. Yeah.
Or
I've
was it Macabre, right?
Macabre.
Macabre.
Yeah, I've seen these covers, and I always thought, like, wow, that looks like Thomas Jane. Yeah. I was like, I wonder why they did that.
It's a great story. I downloaded because I like
Thomas Jane. He's a good actor.
Stephen Niles, he's a great writer. Man.
Yeah.
But they always change the shit. Cramp.
And you're right. Yeah,
They
Thomas
always-
Jane's big into the comic book world too.
They always change the artist on a story.
He's always drunk.
That's what I don't like. God damn it.
Uh-oh. Small's got a cramp. He got too excited. He got caught himself a Charlie horse.
So Kyle McDonald, he's like a private eye, and this guy next to him is his friend who's like a ghoul.
Mm-hmm.
But they like best buds. It's a trippy story.
I gotta check that out.
Yeah.
That's really cool. I like that they used him. Let's get what else we got going. Gonna wrap it up.
Yeah, we can do that.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for for listening and watching, I guess.
Yeah.
To episode 9, as John Smalls drops his beer on his table.
This is the first book.
What was that? Guns and Drugs Monsters?
Yeah, it's a novel though. Yeah, it's good.
Huh. I'll check that one out. But thanks, ladies and gentlemen, for listening to Chico and The Grin. I know we started this episode off a little different.
Yeah.
It's all about movies. We hope you enjoyed it. Write in. Let us know what you think. Let us know what your favorite movies are. Did we miss one or were we a bunch of bitches? Tell us.
We had a list of stuff to talk about.
And we'll save that for next time.
Yeah.
Today was all about movies and comics and things we're excited about, things that are positive that we're excited about.
Yeah, man.
Because we tend to lean towards the depressing kind of stuff.
Depressing, crazy, out there.
Right. But today was about movies. Today was
Yeah.
things that we shared. So I know I'm going to go see The Foreigner tomorrow.
It's good.
Go out there. John's recommending it. I'm
Yeah.
recommending Blade Runner. Go watch Blade Runner. Anything you want to add, John?
Keep hope alive and go see Black Panther.
Yes, Black Panther. For sure. I'm Chico.
I'm the Grin.
And we will see you next time.
Peace.
Later.